So we are going to fight here. We currently have the bottleneck formation, which is definitely the best one for us. I think I want to keep the heavy infantry as the primary cohort. So, do we have any bonuses or penalties from archers? Improved discipline from personal loyalty. Oh, really? Okay, having loyal units is actually really strong. I hadn't realised quite how good personal loyal units were. Right, you need a force march down here. Go! Oh, cool. Force march, they put their shield on their back, so you can see who's force marching, because if they're normal marching, it's on their back. Oh, sorry, they're just carrying it in their hand. Alright, battle is joined. We have beaten them with the tactics. They are using shock. We're using bottleneck. We have heavy infantry in our centre. Our heavies are fighting their chariots, and we have a 25% bonus versus chariots, while the lights are fighting against their archers. Archers have a 25% bonus versus lights. Lights 10% against archers. The light infantry are going to take damage, but my heavies are going to trash their chariots. We do have reinforcements on their way in. We're doing loads more damage to them than they are to us. Level 7 military against our level 6. This is another Geraldus gaining points here. In fact, we might even want to put our heir in charge of an army so that he can get the popularity. Need to see where they go after this. And actually we can chase. Oh, they are staying here. Okay, cool. Then let's go. What are we waiting for? Force march. We have maximum morale because we won the battle. So our people are rather happy. Dead. Squish. No force march. No force march. You move away fast. And you. 2 population captured. 1 went to Exitanis, and the other one was killed. So where is Exitanis? There it is. So you need to move to Amuela. Cool. Free population. I accept. We should probably see if we can do any more colonizing. Yes, we can. Arsonis has enough people, so Gothinia is the one that I really want to take, and there it is. Boom. Alright, now we've filled in our center again, and Amuela has way too many people. So I think we probably want to move them. Amuela can get 2. Finn can actually get 4 different provinces. So I think fill-in's going to be where we move. Move to fill-in. That's what I can afford. Fill-in now has a population of 6. Cool. And our population total is now 122. What's Rome's? Just out of interest. 1,000. So we're a tenth the size of Rome. And what about the bigger ones down here? 137, 112, 103. So we're like the size of a large Gallic tribe now. Also, speaking of Mordred, to tie this all back to Arthurian legend, the only way Queen Mab was defeated was to be utterly ignored by the people. Perhaps the same is the case for the violent acts and dictatorships, civil wars, etc. Ignoring in itself might be punishment enough. Now, I really wish people would do that to a certain orange person across the pond. Although I've just made this political, I hadn't intended to do that. Sorry. Alright, so Cryova needs a person. I think that Electronum can probably do that. And Cryova can start to populate these, probably beginning with this one. Although that's going to require some more civic power. Put it this way, one of the reasons I decided to stay in Portugal. Yeah. Like, I've been seriously looking to move away from Britain since the whole Brexit stupidity. And even though I'm a US citizen, I would not want to move there right now. Like, America is just so far off of my list, it's not even funny. Canada is second, the Netherlands is top. At the moment. Though that seems to change weekly. According to our magistrate Hilodic Geraldus, it seems there to be an influx of people moving to the urban city centres. It seems he's come up with some ideas that should help us in this matter. If we so wish, he will make sure to put some motion, some efforts that will increase or decrease the influx of people. So we can increase the centralisation for a cost of civic power. I don't really want to spend civic power, but I do want to increase centralisation, so go ahead. Do it. How many citizenships do I have? 2. Dutch and American. Have to move to the UK due to work. I feel sorry for you. What about moving to Finland? Finland's on my list. Helsinki was. I actually came up with a list of, I think it was 15 places I could see myself moving to. And then like rating them by cost of living, cost of rent, internet connections, a whole bunch of different factors. And first place was Maastricht in the Netherlands. And second was London, Ontario. If you want internet, you got to go to Romania. Romania? Really? That's not one I've heard. Too close to Putin if he decides there are too many Russians, or if Finland is historically Helsinki. Finland's in NATO though, isn't it? I would say that Finland is a lot less likely to get invaded than somewhere like Estonia, which was also on my list. I actually really like Estonia. Well, I like the idea of Estonia. I haven't actually been, but it's like one of the top places on my list of places to travel to, as is Finland. And Iceland. Super fast, super cheap. Oh, okay. Didn't know that. I adore Scandinavia. I've been to Denmark many times, yet to venture further north. I really want to go to Sweden and Finland. I love Scandinavia. Like, Scandinavia, if money wasn't an issue, would be 100% top of my list. Like, I'd move there tomorrow. But unfortunately, most Scandinavian cities are kind of on par with London in terms of cost. I just can't afford that. Like, that's one of the reasons I want to move. Like, I cannot afford to stay in London. The governor of Lugia is particularly weasel-like man. In fact, he's making himself more clear now than ever. He's been stirring up the people of his governor, perhaps hoping to challenge our rule. Lugia loses loyalty. He's pretty loyal, though. How is he doing this? Why is he doing this? I don't really want to imprison him. Alright, so Lugia might rise up. Oh, part of the reason we're having so many loyalty issues is because of the governor policy. Okay, that makes me want to wish even more that I could see the cultural things of each of these places. Just out of interest, how much of my population is actually Suabian? 90%. Okay, we're doing an extremely good job of converting, so some of these central places, it's not going to be... Oh, but it costs me oratory power. Oratory, I find, is always the one which is the shortest. Like, so many things use oratory. You want to buy grain. Hold your horses. If we have a spare source of grain, I think I'd rather have that myself. Where's Lugia? Then yes, you will need to change. All of these people are Swabian, with the exception of one guy in here. So this definitely needs to change. Possibly acquisition of wealth, possibly encourage trade. Acquisition of wealth, I would say. Although, are you yourself disloyal now? Not hugely. And your loyalty is going to go up pretty quickly, so I'm going to have to say no to exporting grain. Grain's one thing that I would like to keep. Whoops, I've lost 1,000 of your manpower. Accidentally. How are their loyalties doing? 6. At the moment the loyalty is not actually terrible. But I still want to change that law. Rebels? Rebels? Oh, I'm still paying my army and still making a profit as well. Go and stand over there and fight these rebels. Oh, and you're fast moving. Are the rest of you fast moving? Can't move Idager's, but Idager's happy to go and fight the rebels. Interesting. When do you arrive? Not in time. The fall of Phil into rebel slaves has sent shockwaves through our society. The slaves have a messenger asking that we allow them to settle as free men in the area and that we promise them amnesty. They weren't my slaves, so I'm happy with that. Oh, but that cost me a stability and money. So this, basically it's 2 population, no, 5 population for 250 ducats, which does put me back. We have enough religious power for the stability, so that's not a huge problem. Slave happiness goes down by 15%, but that's fine. So does the output. Don't really care, not reliant on slavery. I'm okay with this. Right now everything is about population anyway. So let's stop paying our armies quite so much. And then I'm going to... National unrest. Then we need to get another 250 religious power to do that, but that's fine. We will have some negative events to make up for the money we've lost. But we can deal with that too. Astulia needs a governor. Yes, it does. And it's not going to be an Eidgid. You're only giving me Eidgid options. Really? No way. It'll just have to do without for a while. They're freemen. A friend in need, Sigismund Geraldus, in a last desperate act to save Langobardia from bankruptcy, has appealed to certain members of government for financial aid. These requests were backed up by a cohort of particularly burly soldiers. Unfortunately, we have a loyalty penalty for 2 years. Okay. So now we get to see the bankruptcy, by the way. Is you basically get a series of negative events which give you money every time until you get out of bankruptcy. So there's no, like, loans. You can't take loans in this. We could do another of those, or we could just continue settling our people in places. Craiova, for example, can go to Metabis. Either of these. I think Metabis is a better place. I hear Metabis is nice this time of year. Where else do we have a lot of people? Craiova we've already done. 5, 6, 6. Ah, yes, here we can. From Felicia, so it's Makara. Extra horses or furs? Let's do the furs. And Gothinia needs 4 more people. Well, actually, you could do one. Let's go for Eberacum. Oh, Eburum, sorry. Eberacum's in England. Can we do any others? No. You have a population of 8 now. Still want to get Gorion somehow. Where are my massive slave populations? They're here. So let's move them to Gorala. Can't move people from that entire province. Great. Never mind then. Wait, I thought I had 4 regions. Apparently I only have the 3. So we have you, 10, 8, 8. I think I'm going to need to move Pannonia's away. And replace him with another one. Ramwald, maybe. I mean, none of their loyalty is particularly good. But I think I want to have somebody there. Then our level 10 Dagaretius can come over here. And hopefully you being a really good governor will increase the loyalty of this place. Yeah, the loyalty is going to go up quickly now. Oh wow, you are super corrupt. Okay, that was a terrible decision. This needs to be somebody else. Nebogast. Desperate measures. We're squeezing the landowners for another point of stability. Ugh. Okay, maybe I shouldn't have used all of those points for religious conversions. Deficit. A financial situation is woeful. There is simply no choice but to halt essential maintenance on all civic structures around our nation. Our people seem to be leaving in droves. No, population decrease. I still need one more. Ah! Restoring the reputation. Actwald Marcolus, the Muscular, has come to us to ask for help in restoring his fame amongst his clan. Yes, I will absolutely help you, because that increases your loyalty. Okay, so it takes a long time for province loyalty to recover, apparently. Meanwhile, how are the big nations doing? Thrace just keeps on growing. Macedon's doing pretty well. Epirus is still there. Pictonia has grown. I would say some of the British ones are starting to consolidate pretty nicely. Seleucid Empire has basically collapsed. Phrygia is losing some. Egypt's doing fine. Carthage, so far so good. And Rome continues to grow. 1,000 population, what are we up to? 134. Like, our population is doing pretty well. You want to import my grain? No. Still too disloyal to get grain from my own. Although getting a manpower bonus would be quite nice, although I think that's just the cap. I don't think that will increase the actual manpower increase. Cortinia has the gall, the unmitigated gall to dare to be on one of my borders. This is an open act of aggression. I have far too many issues internally right now to really care about external. But we are now stable, and still earning money. Well, our finances are stable. Our stability has just gone from +3 to 0, which sucks. However, I can increase it again. So, tax rate's gone up, research rate's gone up, popularity gain's gone up, which is important. What is my popularity now? 57. And decreasing. Oh, because of natural decay. Okay. How much money am I making from commerce? So commerce income is going up and up and up. So be it. Oh, that's more grain. I still want Gorion. Means moving these slaves out. Ah, finally I can move them. No, I can't. At what point is disloyalty no longer a factor? Move one of these to Arsonis. And Arsonis can go and colonize that. Not until January. What about Craiova? Can Craiova get to Urgia? Craiova needs one. No, Craiova can't yet. What about Philin? Philin has 8. Ah, right. I cut. Well, actually, you're in a different province. You can totally move. In fact, that slave can move for even cheaper. To Philin, and then one of these. To fill in, and then fill in can now start to colonize. that. And we continue to grow. Nick Cage, Willem Dafoe, those would both make good Jokers, yeah. I saw Aquaman last night, and I think it's the first time I've ever seen Willem Dafoe playing as a good guy. It was an interesting casting choice. Defoe's the perfect bad guy. What I really wish they had done in Aquaman actually is make Defoe's character a little more ambiguous. Like it's more of a guessing game towards the end of whether he's actually one of the good guys, one of the bad guys, but he's just a straight up good guy the entire way through. I have to say, the writing of Aquaman was actually pretty poor. Like, there were so many more things they could have done with that. And it was, like, the dialogue and everything was cheesy as hell. I haven't, for a while, come out of a film thinking, that was really badly written. Like, the acting was okay, but just badly written. What buildings have we built? We haven't really yet. Too expensive. Defoe is one of the best parts of Aquaman. I would agree with that. I mean, it's watchable. It's just your classic kind of action film. It's just badly written. Like, the plot was alright. In fact, the plot I thought was actually fairly decent. Like, coming back to think about it. Obvious. With the twists just being like, oh, okay. But the dialogue was just like, oh. Get better dialogue writers. Age finds us all in the end. Even the priests and surgeons shake their heads when confronted with the inevitable decline of the human body, as Geraldus is finding out. He may not have much time left. He has gout. Great. Although I must admit, I'm kind of curious about what his successor is going to be like. Shame of a governor. In the midst of the fallow season, Ukramir Geraldus, one of our most esteemed governors, held a vast and lavish party in the summer palace of Dolum. Even his most loyal subordinates were shocked by this display of contempt for the plight of the common man, and have written directly to us, demanding that some manner of justice is served. So Akoma loses a bunch of money, and he loses some loyalty. He can resign. Or it's the commoners who are the problem. I mean, he is a very good character, so he's not someone that I'd like to make disloyal. But I also definitely don't want to lose Geraldus's popularity, though he's 68. He's definitely getting on a bit. Is there a way I can see the succession support of everyone in the nation? Because I'd really like to see what his son stands at in succession.